Hi, my name is Karin Wiener from the New Wheel Electric Bikes, and I am joined today by Amanda.
Hi.
Thanks for sitting with me. We're talking today about the GSD S00, S00, S Infinity bike, which is the new and upgraded GSD.
The 2018 model of the Tern GSD gets rave reviews. What improvements have been made even in the 2019?
They had their ear to the ground and they were listening to what their riders were enjoying or needed on their bikes. And they understood that ease of use of the bike and power, more of that was needed. And so that's exactly what they did. They changed the motor to a CX drive Bosch motor, which is actually a mountain bike motor. And it's just got phenomenal low speed torque. So you can climb anything. And then they upgraded the battery because if you've got a bunch of stuff on your bike and you're pooped out, you don't want to have to be in eco, you want to be in turbo. And so you want 500 watts. So it uses the NVOLO, which is an internally geared hub that allows you to not have to think about the technicality of going up or down one gear. You can just make your gears a little bit harder or a little bit easier with the turn of a grip shifter. They also come standard with bags, so you don't have to think about whether you would want panniers or not. They're just there. So you can load lots of stuff up. You're going to the grocery store, maybe the kids are at school, and it comes with this cool cafe lock on the front wheel. I bicycle past lines of cars outside of schools like every morning. You could have a turn, and then you get to the gate of the school and you lock your little front wheel lock, run your kid in, run out, and you're done.
Is it a one battery bike or?
You can actually add a second battery.
How much further range does that provide?
Double your range. My experience is that the worst case scenario, like a very big dad with two kids climbing up a very steep hill, with a dual battery setup, you're looking at 30 to 50 miles per charge. We're talking the worst circumstances, extremely steep hills, and burly dads. Burly on the outside, soft and squishy on the inside.
I was wondering if you could please just explain some of the possibilities.
Yeah, the bike is built to get stuff done, which is what GSD stands for. I think what we've seen is that most of the stuff that gets done on GSD is kid related. So this here is called the Tern Clubhouse, and it accommodates either two kids that are out of baby seats or one kid that is in a baby seat. Now there's a company called CycleFab that makes another option, and with that option you can fit either two child seat children aged kids or one child seat aged kid and one older kid in that configuration. Or you can even just have handlebars if you just have one kid who's going to be at the back of that bike. So you could add a front rack. Well, you rode the bike.
Yes, I have ridden this bike. First thing I noticed, you hop on and it's really easy to step over. It has this nice low step-through bar. Seat, really comfortable. Upright positioning immediately. You feel at ease. It has a
little holder on the back?
Yeah, right here, the handle.
Yeah.
And then you reach out, the handlebars are like within perfect range, and you're able to adjust the distance the handlebars are, so you can be sitting in a really upright position, or you can push the handlebars back for a more athletic ride. And when you grab onto the handles, there's ergonomic grips on the bike, so it just gives you a sense of like stability and control. The bike also feels very grounded. It has nice weight to it. Also, with the smaller wheel size, you feel close to the ground in a wonderful way. You feel like you're sitting almost in a bike instead of on top of it. The rear rack, even though it's substantial, it was a very like natural riding experience.
What was it
considering
like climbing
it's
on it?
Easy.
Yeah.
With the CX motor, I noticed the difference in the bike's ability to take on those big hills with ease. And you just kind of sit back and pedal naturally and easily up to the top.
So fun.
How does this bike compare to other bikes in our lineup?
So Tern is a folding bike company. So this seat post actually telescopes up with 2 seat posts so that you can also telescope it down all the way. So you can fit it in the back seat of a car or a closet. The handlebar folds down, so that makes it more compact. And then lastly, it can actually sit up on its haunches, which makes it way easier to store in a small garage.
Karen, who is this bike for?
What I have seen is that this bike and the sort of utilitarian notes that it hits has inspired so many people, whether they're carrying cargo, they're a gardener carrying soil to a site, or they're a parent, it has inspired them to take the plunge and get an e-bike because it makes sense in terms of like getting shit done. And that's so cool.
If you're curious, the best thing to do is to come on by the shop and we'll be happy to talk through the bike with you and go out for a ride so you can see for yourself. Thank you.
Yes, we did it!